You don't need another accreditation. You don't need another certificate. At least not most of the time. Sometimes you do, and it makes all the difference. But today, I'm going to give you a simple way to think about accreditations so you can stop wasting time on badges that don't move your career forward. If you're a high performer who feels underleveraged, maybe you're eyeing a promotion, a pivot, or just some bigger responsibility, this is for you. I'm going to walk you through when accreditations hold real value, when they're just expensive procrastination, which roles benefit the most, how they change the value at different career stages, and a simple tool you can use before signing up for another accreditation. Here's what I want you to remember. Skills get you in the room. Relationships get you heard in the room. And advocates get you into new rooms. There are times when certificates hold real value. It's the key that opens the door, usually in regulated or licensed work. If the work is regulated, the certificate is your license to operate. So if you're a senior auditor without ACA, you can't sign off audits. If you're a structural engineer, you need chartered status to work on big projects. In enterprise sales and RFPs, large organizations love tick boxes. Bids and tenders often demand specific standards, ISO, SOC 2, Prince 2. If you don't have them, you can't even compete. Ecosystems that move markets, some platforms are the market. I think AWS, Azure, Salesforce, ServiceNow. The certifications are recruiter search filters. One AWS badge plus a small project means you're going to massively increase the likelihood of getting an interview. And sometimes if you're doing a career reset or something needed like for immigration, you're switching industries or countries, a certification can unlock a door. One recognized badge can get you past some of the HR filters that sometimes can stop you. But accreditations and certificates lose value. This is where people waste months and money. There's diminishing returns middle of your career. After 5 to 10 years, another badge rarely changes your responsibility or salary. What matters most is trust and visibility. Where people also get this wrong is when they're trophy collecting versus creating value. Another logo on your CV does not beat proof of value projects. In leadership and ambiguous roles like head of product, ops, strategy roles, your credibility comes from judgment, people you've developed, and the results you've delivered. And in fields that outpace the curriculum, things like design, growth, AI, the frontier moves so fast, courses can't keep up. So show your thinking instead of your accreditation. There are also specific roles where certificates hold most value. Their highest value in roles like compliance, audit, legal, security, finance, some cloud and platform engineering. Why? Because of regulation and risk, and vendor ecosystems make certificates part of the buying decision. Roles that have medium value for accreditations are project management, business analysis, QA, data analytics, some sales engineering roles. Certificates can open doors for you here, but really it's still about proof of delivery that matters more. And then when they hold low value, there are roles like product, design, growth, partnerships, leadership, CXO roles. Here it is really about judgment and relationships. They matter far more than the badges that you've got. What is always valuable? Proof of outcomes, credible references, and visible work. The third way to think about this is the career stage that you're at, where certificates can really add value. In the first 3 years of your career, they can add much more value than later. One strong certificate can open a new door. It can signal competence. Pair it with small projects and referrals, you're in a great place. Look for a mix of 60% delivery, 20% certification, 20% relationship. In the middle part of your career, the first 3 to 7 years, they're dropping in value. Stacking badges often doesn't move the needle. Scope comes from the stories you can tell and the people who will talk about you. Here you want to mix 50% of outcomes, 30% of relationships, and 20% of very selective upskilling. And after that, value becomes really low. At senior levels, performance is assumed. What matters is who trusts you, who will talk up for you, who you've developed, and who says your name when you're not in the room. At this point, you've got to think about 60% stakeholder results, 30% about who will talk up for you, 10% on very targeted learning. I've got a really simple tool for you to think about this with. Before you spend months on studying on new accreditations, ask yourselves 5 questions. Is it required by law or license? Will my manager tie new scope or pay to it? Will it unlock interviews right now? Can I monetize it within 90 days? And does a respected sponsor say it's a lever for me specifically? And the rule is, if you can't answer yes to at least 3 of these, don't do the accreditation. Invest time and money in building relationships and proof of value instead. So remember, skills get you in the room, relationships get you heard in the room, and advocates get you into a different room. Certificates are only valuable if they unlock legal permission, market access, or money within 90 days. Otherwise, build proof of value. Build relationships that will back you. If you're weighing up a certificate right now, drop it in the comments, get in touch with me. I'll offer you some advice about whether it's the right thing to do. If you want to go deeper into relationships and advocates that matter for you, watch the next video on how to design relationships that actually move the needle. That video will help you work out exactly what to do next.